The countries that we have in mind and that we've narrowed it down to is... Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've not been posting as regularly as I normally do. I try to post at least once or twice a week, but recently I'm just trying to sort my life out. And this is mainly to do with what country me and my partner Eric and our son Edward are gonna live in. So I'll just give you a little bit of background if you didn't know about the situation already. Basically, I studied abroad whilst I was at university for 6 months and I met my partner Eric. And he's Vietnamese, but he's still studying abroad for the full 4 years in California. We met and yeah, we had a baby pretty soon, and I was pregnant at university in my final year, but Eric still has 1 more semester left, so hopefully by Christmas time he would have graduated, and this is when we'll finally be able to live our lives as a family. I have made a video before about how we met and I do go into a little bit more depth, so if you want to catch up on that, I'll leave that in the description below. So Eric's over at the moment and we've been talking a lot about where we plan to live once he graduates in 4 months' time. So he leaves in a few weeks and this will be the last time we see each other till Christmas, so we kind of want to get everything sorted out now, but everything just changes all the time. We've had so many different plans. I remember last year especially when I had the postnatal depression, it just stressed me out so much. I would think about it all the time and it would just get me down. But now that it's like so close, I'm not stressed and I don't know why. I'm sure it'll dawn on me soon. The countries that we have in mind and that we've narrowed it down to is the UK or Vietnam. We did have other countries in mind like Canada and New Zealand. I really want to go to Australia, so I thought maybe going through New Zealand first and then getting citizenship and then hopefully being able to go to Australia. That would be ideal, but I think that's more for the distant future, but I'm hoping that I get to Australia eventually. But the reason that we've narrowed it down just to either one of our countries is because we only need to think about one visa. Because I was thinking, like, what if I get a visa for Canada and then Eric's not able to find a job? That's another hard thing as well. I feel like because I have a UK passport, it's easier for me to migrate to other countries, especially Canada, because I know I can go there on a travel visa and you can work on a travel visa for 2 years, and this was something that we were looking into for a long time. So Eric started to apply for jobs here because the visa process is a little bit different, but basically his country isn't eligible for the visa that I can apply for, so his process has to be different, and the process that we decided to go through is that he would try and get a job and get just like a work visa. But the issue that we've been having with this is that no jobs want you when you don't have work experience. So Eric does electrical engineering at university, but because he's an international student, he can do internships whilst he's at university, which is, I've said before, is ridiculous because international students pay a lot of money and they have to pay it as an upfront cost. You don't get loans. But he did actually get an interview and we were like ecstatic about this because this was in Vancouver, and if we were to live anywhere in Canada, Vancouver would definitely be the most ideal place. And he had a Skype interview with them and they told him that they do understand that he's an international student and he doesn't live in Canada, and they were totally fine about him doing the interview over video call, which we thought was amazing. And then I think he had a second Skype interview with them and yeah, that went great. And then he got an in-person interview which was in Canada in 3 days. Obviously he can just hop on a plane because at this point he'd just arrived to the UK and he wouldn't be able to get the visa in time to go over there and have the interview. And then they eventually said to him that they don't actually offer work visas. I mean, it would have been amazing if he could have gone to that interview and maybe he would have got the job, but when they're saying that they're not offering work visas, then I don't know, I don't understand how he's supposed to get the job. So yeah, we gave up on the idea of living in another country that's neither UK or Vietnam. So he's going to try and apply for jobs in the UK so that we can both live here. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to go over to Vietnam at Christmas time. But going to either of these countries, they're positives and negatives on both sides. The positives on this side is that me and Edward are both UK citizens, so we are entitled to the NHS, so obviously free healthcare, and the pay is pretty high here. And in the UK, because it's a developed country, they're higher living standards than say in Vietnam. And obviously there's a free education system that Edward's entitled to as well. And obviously I have my friends and family here as well. But there's just the huge thing of everyone needs work experience, and he's gonna have to deal with the visa coming here. So on the other hand, there's Vietnam. And the positives about Vietnam is the food. Oh, if you've never tried Vietnamese food, definitely try it. It is amazing. You can't really get it many places around here. I think Newcastle, there's a few restaurants, so if you're from the northeast. And the other good thing is that Eric's family actually live in Saigon, and that is like basically where everything's at, especially for foreigners. I know that TEFLs are a huge thing. If I go over there, I'll definitely be doing a TEFL. And if you don't know, a TEFL means teaching English as a foreign language. So that's definitely what I'll be doing, because I applied to a lot of teaching jobs, even just teacher assistant jobs, which don't even require degrees, and I still was rejected because I didn't have enough experience. So teaching is something I would really want to do, and I would say I'm pretty sociable, so it'd be cool to like meet loads of new people. And the bad thing about Vietnam is because it's communism, everyone has the same wage, or they're supposed to have the same wage. He would have to start on a regular engineering job, which would be doing the same amount of work than he would be doing here or in America, but it's for about $400 a month, which is good in Vietnam because the living cost is really cheap. But I wouldn't want to stay in Vietnam forever, and we do want to save money to finally gather our shit together and then we can move to another country. But I think that living in Vietnam, it's going to be really hard to save, and obviously we'll have to pay for Edward's education because there is no free education. Eric's always slagging off the education system in Vietnam, so I'm a bit skeptical about it. But yeah, that's it for the life update. I feel like I was really monotone in that video, so thank you for staying till the end. But if any of you guys are in a similar situation to me, if you've ever managed to move abroad, or if you're in a long distance relationship, just whatever, just comment anything, I don't know. Because as I've said before, I just love talking to you guys. But yeah, since you have made it this far, make sure you subscribe so you can follow the rest of our story. And I promise you, in a few weeks, once Eric's gone back to California, I will be posting a lot more regularly, because when he's here I feel like I've got 2 children to entertain. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.